All right, so I had people ask me to do what's in the bag for this year, and since all my gameplay footage from last year is done, and I'm now getting to the new gameplay footage, I said I would do it before that. So I'll go through what is in the goalie bag, and we'll go through everything on here of what I'm kind of wearing, what I'm testing out this year. The problem with me doing these videos now is a lot of the gear doesn't come out until like next year, and in like January. Like I got the hazardous pads last year in January. The G7 pads came, I think, like April or something. So a lot of the launches and like the whenever the eFlex 7 comes out, not that I'm saying I'm getting those, I'm trying to. I would love to do a review on them, but they come out a bit later than like now. So me doing this now is stuff I have from like last year coming into the new season, what I'm wearing. So that will what's in the bag is going to change a lot over the year. So I'll go through them right here and we'll kind of talk about some of the gear. So starting in kind of the fun corner, and this is like my pad wall. Basically, a lot of these won't be used this year basically at all. The Warrior pads were going to be my Blades of Steel pad for this year. Now I'm on 2 teams this year. Really, I'm on 3, but one of the teams, it overlaps with a lot of games, so I can't play on them that much. But the Blades of Steel team, we're going to be the Warrior pads right there. The Catalyst pads, we're going to kind of sit on the sidelines because I'm testing out the new gear. But my thoughts and stuff on the Warriors are done. And honestly, those are one of my favorites. So you're going to see this pad for a while from footage. But really, like going forward from when I'm filming this, I'm probably going to be wearing the Catalyst pads more than the Warrior ones. And if don't have back-to-back games. The JRZ they're never pretty well going anywhere. Company doesn't exist anymore. They're that pot van design. And these ones kind of just sit here because if I want to pull out the retro ducks, I pull out the retro ducks, but I really don't wear them that much anymore. They don't really perform as well as kind of newer pads, and I'm wearing so much gear all the time that it's kind of hard to keep going with that. This set is going to be sold, and I'm going to be posting stuff on that on social media. I'm going to do basically what I can for an auction for it, and all the money will be going to charity for that set. So look out for that. That's also a pad that's too small for me. So a lot of people tell me my XL pads, like the Vaughn ones and stuff I've sold, or 34 Vaughns. That pad is too small for me, and a 35 Warrior. So people who ever said that, those will be for sale. These hazardous, I'm going to do like a gameplay review very shortly in terms of like 20 skates. This is my favorite set of pads I've ever worn, and the best pads I've ever worn. So these were going to be my primary pads for the Stars team. So those Hyperlight 2s, which I haven't filmed a review as of now, but will be like very shortly. I'm done with those. I only bring those out once in a while. They're not nearly as good as the Trues, and I really should sell them. So we'll see what happens when the Hyperlight 3s, well, the Flylights, I should say, come out. If I get a Flylight set, there's no point me having those ones. So kind of see what happens with that. But these Trues were going to be for my Stars team. But I like them so much. If I just like want to have a fun game, I pull them on. And also if I'm in a slump, I put them on. So they're really good, and those are like my base for that. I've had people ask me over and over again of what socks I always recommend, and I've been using Cutshield for a while now. I have multiple stuff for them. So Cutshield is a company out of Canada that makes cut resistant socks, and these are their Pro Air 6, which means it's an ANSI level 6 for cut resistance on here. Full review of it up there so you can check it out. But I now have a coupon code with Cutshield, so if you want to support the channel, you can check out the link in the description to Cutshield, buy some socks, which I think are honestly one of the better socks on the market. I absolutely love them. They're pretty thin, and they are cut resistant, and they're not too hot either. Use my coupon code, you get 25% off, and it helps support the channel. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel and you don't want to buy anything hockey related, you can check out the links in the description to buy me a coffee. Anything that goes through any of the links always comes back into my channel, so I can make more content and do more videos. So I have this helmet as well. This is the Coveted 2-piece combo. I wanted to see if all the height between the 2-piece was worth it, so I bought one. Thinking I'm going to sell that. Like, I like a longer chin on it, and my head isn't as wide as this helmet is kind of designed for. It works and it fits my head okay, but my Protect Sport are way better, and just the shape isn't really for me all that much. I like more chin coverage. That doesn't give a lot of chin coverage at all. It's pretty bad on the throat, and I found I got hit on the neck a couple times because of how short that is, just compared to other things, even with that dangler. I have a bunch of Superfeet I'm looking at this year and testing out, including like non-hockey specific one. Those are all purpose. They're a bit smaller. I'll do a full video, a couple videos on that one. get into the actual goalie gear, and I actually have overflowing stuff sort of right now. If you don't watch my Instagram stuff, I always kind of point out really cool gear I find, which is kind of like this. Those are a Niagara University, which is NCAA. I think they were Div 1 at the time. I don't know if they still are. Warrior Pro Stock pants. These are the original really cool design where it has like these flaps everywhere. This isn't what their new like retail design is. These things were pretty used. They had some like repairs on them. I got those from Hockeystickman. They're like 70 bucks Canadian. So I bought them. They're purple. They match my Coyote stuff, which is this jersey right here and the hazardous gear. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy these and see how it is. So I'm wearing those a bunch with it. But the thing is, these do, like this is an XL and these kind of play a bit long. And I noticed this gets in the way of the block a bit. So it's kind of annoying, but it's not that bad. So I can still wear them. It's just, I have to kind of watch what I'm wearing. Now, also with that said, certain chest protectors work better with this. So my CCM one here, which I talked about a lot of, which is that Pro unit. And I did the video on the new one, kind of comparing them to. This Pro unit works really well with this chest for tucking. My Warrior chest, funny enough, doesn't. So the Pro unit here, it's just easier to tuck and everything like that, but it is kind of falling, like it's really old and I can feel shots on it. And we showed off my arm modification on there. I actually bought something before Brown closed down, which are these little floaters. So these were basically the pieces that covered my Brown when I had the Brown. And I bought these so I can sew into there to get more padding and hopefully take this off so I can actually get more arm movement. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to end up doing that or not, but it might cover that spot perfectly and kind of float around more, or I might just put this underneath this piece to get even more, because even if you get on the corners of here, it still hurts. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but I bought them from Brown before they closed down specifically for that. While I'm down here, I'll just continue going down here. My bag is this crazy brown bag, which also is unfortunately doesn't exist anymore. And I actually bought the last one as well, which is back in a corner that I'm not using, which is even bigger than this. I love this bag. I talked about issues with like having a car trunk. I don't have a truck. And this bag, the way everything folds in, it fits really nice in a car trunk, just slides in. And it has like a nice skate compartment and stuff over here. For what I put in my bag, it's nothing special. I always have a skate mat, use it from Hockey Supremacy, click the link and, you know, buy from my link and get hockey equipment and support me type thing. I have a bunch of towels just for sweat and all that jazz. And I wear two pieces. Well, I have two pairs of socks in here. I found I kept forgetting socks. So this pair, which are from the Colorado Avalanche AHL affiliate. I can't remember what they're called right now. Colorado Eagles, I think. So these are from their AHL affiliate. It actually works really well with my Warrior pads as well as my True pads. So I keep those as backups. But my mains that I've been wearing are these, which are the Colorado Avalanche ones. And just because, I don't know, they're 10 bucks from Hockeystickman and they're fantastic. They have cut resistant stuff on the back right here. As you can see, they're XLs, so they fit well. And they kind of work with a couple sets of gear I'm wearing, and I just like them. I found that white with stripes like this work really well with doing neck cam. So you can see where your knee lines up because you have colors. You can't really see the white, like the colors on the knee block. The white works really well for that. And then the stripe also just kind of separates it. So it gives you an idea. So it's not just all white. So that's why I kind of wear these a lot for that. I have in here as well, we have another skate towel in there that's just for skates because this is the whole skate compartment. And then we have this little compartment in here, which I had to undo because it was hard to do on two things. So this Warrior thing is actually from soccer cleats. They came with, actually they didn't come with shoes, but I bought these. They're like $5 when I bought them. And you're supposed to put your shoes in them. I instantly was like, that would be great for hockey. So I use them as a hockey thing. So in here, extra sweatbands because getting sweatbands, like forgetting these and having just Velcro really sucks. I have these old loops. And these were obviously for suspenders, but now with the new suspenders I have from Kova, you don't really need these because they don't break. But before these kind of broke, and this gave me extra pieces on there. But just in case, this obviously extra skate lace that I have to replace. I can't remember where that skate lace went, so I'll replace that. Have two screw sets in here, or screwdrivers. You have your star and then the flathead. I think this is Phillips. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, I don't know enough about it. I could look it up, but I'm a software guy. I'm not a hardware guy. So those in there for helmet repairs and skates kind of as well. And we have like a bunch of extra helmet stuff in here. So if stuff goes wrong, I have those little strap pieces in there as well as helmet pieces. And that one piece I kind of had right there where it disappeared to, I think was from a player helmet, but I think it can also be used as a snap for the side of a helmet, which is why I think that one is in there as well. And then actually one thing in here is my stone. Never use a sweet stick, ruins the sharpening. I have a Sparks, so I can just sharpen it afterwards, but stone gives you that edge again, and it won't actually ruin the sharpening, so you have to kind of grind down more. But that's a base of that. I do need to put extra laces in here. I forget where I put those, but I did have an issue with laces recently, so that is why I do need that new one for that. So staying down here, everything down here is really for player stuff and just a mess. I have my old Connects just because I pulled out the steel of those to put them in my new ones, and I have to do a video on them comparing those to the Connect 2s. But I hurt my knee and I can't do anything right now, so I can't wear them, but they're there ready for that. So that's why that's down there. That Max On Reason Why glove, well, the Max On glove is there. The Reason Why glove's over there. I did testing on it. It's just, I got to clean a lot of this up. I need to clean up a lot. It's hard when stuff keeps coming in and stuff, but that's all on me. My actual knee pads I wear are these Warrior X4 Pro Plus. I did a review on them. They're the best ones I've ever worn. Sorry, Pros, not Pro Plus. Pro Plus are the bigger ones, but yeah, these are the best knee pads I've ever worn. I rarely need knee padding, so that little Bauer piece in there. But before I got those, I bought those before I quit Pro Hockey Life, and I got them for pretty cheap. But I actually found a pair that was ripped. So I have these, and then they were ripped. So I sewed onto an Amazon thing on here. And I also added you can see the little silicone piece, which is on those, onto the Amazon one to get more grip on the top right there. But I did this. I actually don't really use these for comfort anymore. I use these for if I have knee issues like I have right now. Like sometimes it just kind of flares up and you need that little extra padding, which I guess would be for comfort, but I rarely need it. And I don't really use these all that much, but they're there just in case. Skate level, this is the skates this year. So thanks to Max, Source for Sports, helping with these. Connect 2, I will be doing a review on the Connect 1s, comparison to these. I'm gonna review these after a little bit. There's the insole or liner piece, but something I kind of want to call it was funny. You see all those little flakes? That is the plastic grinding on itself and grinding it away. So like, I don't understand how that's even possible, but that's happening on all of them. And it's not a great look, in my opinion, when your kind of shell grinds away at itself when using it. You can see all of it there. So that's what all that flaking is, but whatever. The other annoying thing about these is that tie right there is to hold my toe ties on top of my skates. So I had issues with that in the past. With the old liners, they had little loops on the tongues that you could put skate lace through. They got rid of that loop for some reason. And so I just go through this and it doesn't have any issues and doesn't cause any problems. Going up on here a little bit more, my custom trues, and there's one of the laces I had to replace. So I definitely have to find out where the sister lace of that went because I need it on the other one. But I have my trues in there, and my Superfeet, which I talked about, are up here, which I just wonderfully dropped down there, but I'm using them, as well as this is what I normally use in my true skates. And the only reason I went to these is because the rivets on my trues are popping a little bit. So they're kind of coming up through the bottom of the skate. So popping would really be coming down, but you can feel where they connect. So you can see like you can actually see the marks on these. I started feeling those in the normal insole, so I went to a thicker one to kind of fix that, and that has fixed that. I could wear Superfeet in those, but I currently wear, and I'm testing the Superfeet in my player skates, so don't really go that route. Also, up here, the Elite Profresh green for equipment smelling stuff. I don't like it that much because it dyes stuff green. You can kind of see it on here, but it does really help with smell, to be honest, and I do air my stuff out, as you can see, like this. But this in there definitely does help with smells. And I'll show you the massive bottles. Those are the massive bottles I got. Those were expired, but they still work. And I got them for free when I left a hockey store. Grabbed as many as I could, keep it going. I went through a bottle already, so I had a full thing of that. And that's gone, so now I'm on that one. So it's been like 5 years though, so it's not that bad. It's going through it slowly. But it does work, and it does kind of make your stuff green, which is unfortunate. But hey, Warrior gloves right here. Airing out. I haven't played in a couple of weeks now because of my injury, but they're airing out right there. This glove won't be used. That glove won't really be used, but I was doing it for reviews, and that one will also come up for review. This is also just kind of my blank white jersey glove that probably shouldn't be here, but whatever. The two main glove sets I'll be using a lot of, hazardous and hazardous. This glove is that 600 break that no one likes anymore, and it is so good. And when I'm gonna do the whole game review of that, like I'm gonna go into detail of it. People need to learn how to break these things in, and they're amazing. So that's probably my favorite glove I've worn in a while. Bauer Ultrasonic was really good too, but that is, I think, better than the Ultrasonic. It's definitely more protective, so that's always nice. Jock garter belt, standard Bauer stuff here. I use these to hold up my socks. Jock is that X4 Pro Plus. I did a review on it. Best Jock I've worn. The previous Jock I also had from Warrior. It was the one before this. I only bought this just because I use it so much and it's kind of wearing out. It's still fantastic, and I'll probably buy the new one just because this one is also some of the stitchings coming off it, which I talked about in the review. I don't really need a new one though. It works totally fine. It is great. Over here, my two ProTech Sports. This is one of the things I really want to buy for this year is a new helmet. I'm looking at Ray. I'm looking at Wall. I wanted to do the CCM with the crazy 3D lattice Nestec liner, which is this in here, but in goalie form. But I've heard some bad things about it, and it's very expensive, and I don't want to risk going into it. And I did a minute protection test by hitting myself in the head while wearing the stock one, and I wasn't impressed with it. So it's hard for me to justify the money on that. So I'm looking at Ray, I'm looking at Wall, I'm looking at some other things too to see what I want to do. But I really want a black mask to go with kind of the Coyote set and some of the darker color sets. So see what happens with that. I have this awesome padded glove, Trinity, made by the people with Paddle Wedge. So testing that as well, and it's been doing pretty well. I find this works really well with that Warrior glove, because I still find even with my little hack on it, it still slides a bit. That helps a lot with that. Going up here, Pro Stock CCM pants. I guess I should show these off. I have done some stuff of it before. So these are HPG 12As. I actually have a video going over the 12As, comparing them against the new ones, which are the 14As. I prefer the 12As because I'm not in the NHL. And the 12As have a block right here, as you can see. This front piece is separated like this and is flatter, and it has more padding on the inside right here. So in here is more padded on the 12As, and like that all has to be one piece on the 14. So I like that a lot better. Now I've seen some people say the like non-NHL ones, this is from a CHL team. It never actually specified, but it's like an off blue. So I don't really know what blue it specifically is, but it's not Montreal blue. Doesn't really feel like Toronto blue, but I think it looks really good with my Catalyst stuff, this, because it has all the different blues. It almost feels like a Washington blue, but it's not quite that. But anyways, this, I've never had protection issues with the CCM Pro Stocks. And my NHL pair, I actually have a pair over there, a Ducks pair that's falling apart and I have to get rid of. That, they were basically the exact same for protection, so they're all good there. The best suspenders that many people copy, but none are the same. Kova, best suspenders I have them on both my main pants. My Warriors have Halo hockey ones, but these ones are my Kovas, which are my favorite. Ooh. We also have these Vaughn pants, and these are from, I think that's Rit Tigers. These I got from Hockeystickman, and I think I have a coupon code for these as well, so I'll put that in the description. I think it should still work. Give you, I think, $20 off of, or I think it gives you something off. I'll put it in there in the description of what it is. These are obviously Pro Stock. They're basically SLR3, SLR4s. They don't have SLR branding or the number on the Pro Stock ones, but you know the 3s and 4s both had this double flap, so you kind of know what it is. The quality on this has been unfortunately bad. This isn't a Hockeystickman thing. This is a Vaughn thing. There's ripped on here, like right away. It doesn't really do anything. I could sew it in, but the fact that these ripped apart was bad. These were, I think, a Canadian-made pant somewhere. I thought there was a Canada flag on it somewhere. Maybe they're American. But anyways, that should never happen, so that's disappointing. These pants are decently beefy, but I did take one here recently that was not nice. And someone actually mentioned a bunch of times that there's a gap here. So if you have right here, and you can feel like there's foam here, not plastic. The plastic ends like right there, and then there's a gap of foam. I think that's right where I got it, which was like right here, and it was not nice. It was okay, but it wasn't the greatest thing. Nice padding on it though, all pretty good all around. This is more of that NHL legal one, because you can see how that's one piece right there, and it's curved. So even though these weren't an NHL, so NCAA, Vaughn, it seems that this one at least, or whatever was ordered, is more of that NHL style. Now these are a large, and they almost feel like they're slightly long. The legs are not. They're fine. They're so tight up here though that I have to be careful with what chest to wear. I can't really wear my Warrior. It pops out all the time, and it's really annoying. Anytime I do any sort of lean or desperation play, I completely fall out of that with my Warrior chest. So I basically can only really wear that CCM chest with it, which is super frustrating, but I mean, it is what it is. So what are you going to do about it? Also, for neck guards, I've been testing this Maxond. This one has the pour-on foams on the back. There is a non-pour-on one too that I got sent. Testing out on that one, trying to make the neck as big as possible, because that's what I have on my Kova, which is also right here. And right now I'm leaning heavily on Kova. It's just easier to wear. It doesn't get in the way at all. The padding might not be as extreme as the Maxon, but I've never had issues with it. And it's like I've taken pucks to it and it's been great. So the Kova is amazing still. Maxon, I got to wear more to really find out though. And I kind of skipped this a little bit, but I do have the X4 Pro Plus Warrior chest with the robot arms, which is one of the best, if not the best arms I've ever used. So I'm going to do a full review of this one soon. I'm impressed with it. It's been out a while. The X5 will be coming out soon, but it's solid and it's so close to being perfect. Again, I'll do the full review. It is super annoying though to tuck, and it's one of my complaints of it is just kind of how like the strapping and stuff on here work. It just pops out of like every pant unless you have a massive pant like my CCMs. Vaughn, it pops out. My McKinney's, it popped out. These Warriors, it pops out. So it's slightly, it isn't slightly, it's super annoying for that. Going over back here, this is more or less the graveyard of my gear in terms of gloves that I don't really use anymore. So Warrior, that's for the second Pride set, which will still be, which I still have the pads for. That's not going anywhere. My old 1S blocker, which is still fantastic. It's just, I don't need it. My JRZ blocker I bought before they closed, which is basically a 1X blocker, and it's great as well. And it's really nice. My 1X 2-piece Hyperlight JRZ one with the pot fan graphic on it. So these are just stuff, I don't really use these sets anymore. If I have to go to a more like neutral set, I'll maybe pull out the 1S or the JRZ, as you can see, because they're all kind of white. That 1X is red and blue. So I used to play in a Bulldog team with red and blue. I don't have that set anymore. It was a Brian set I wore it with. So it's just there for future use, and I don't really want to get rid of it because it's such a good glove. And then I have a bunch of jerseys and socks that I use for player and goalie. Ducks jerseys down there. And then these are mostly my goalie jerseys over here. And I just have a bunch of them, but we won't go over all that stuff. The things I do have a lot of though is base layers, and I talk about these a lot. I've recently done 2 reviews. I've done the Zenkai, which is this, and it was absolutely awful. And then I also did the Bauer Seamless, which was also pretty bad. 8K right here will be coming soon. They're actually really good, but I have a ton of base layers and I use these things. I used to overheat so much with that brown chest that I have. Still have it over there, only use it for testing, don't really wear it in games. But playing multiple games a night, like back-to-backs too, I really, and with that massive chest, I really needed stuff that was really good for breathability. And that's why I have all this to test it and kind of things. There's some really good stuff in here, like these Nike things right here. And there's some really bad things in here, like these Under Armour ISO Chills, which is weird because the ISO Chill golf stuff is fantastic. The ISO Chill stuff here is just not good. So that sucks. And then I have one of my most used piece of gear this year is core shorts to protect my growing and try to hold everything in place because I'm getting old and can get injured more. Core shorts are fantastic. Link in the description for them, and sports channel, yada yada. And then finally socks. So this is actually, I think, kind of interesting. I have different socks for different applications. My favorite socks are these Cutshield Pro Air 6. I also have coupon code for that, 20% off. Yeah, I talk about that all the time. But these are my favorite socks by far. Now, if I was a different person, I would just buy a bunch of these and use these. But I have all these cut resistant socks I tested out before. There's Bauer ones, there's Verbero ones. These ones were also great. These are Tough and Light thins. So I had 2 pairs of thin ones. So these I always had to wear for custom player skates, but not my custom goalie skates. But once I got those connects, they weren't wide enough, so I had to wear these. And then these I always wore for my custom goalie skates, just because they're a bit thicker. And with the true custom goalie skates, they were like, I had a bit of room in them, so that was good. But when I was wearing custom player skates, whether it be true or CCM, I need the thin ones. These are now thin enough that I try to wear these as much as possible. But I play so much that I'm also not going to like do laundry every 2 days. And I end up getting a pile you can kind of see over there of laundry, which is kind of gross. But that way I can do a load like every 2 weeks, and I need extra pairs of socks for it. So I don't have like, say, 10 pairs of these socks to only wear them. So I have these other ones, so I wear those other ones as well. Finally, this is a mess of a corner, but it's mostly player sticks. And it is... I'm going to blame my producer on her sticks being here, which are all like 4 of these, but we'll ignore those. So this year for goalie, I am going with, well, I'm not really using this one anymore. This is my Catalyst 9X3. I reviewed this one. It was great, but I'm moving on just because I've already reviewed it. And moving on to the Bauer Shadow, which I have right here. And this was a custom one. I got that this shape. It's like a more angled shape on here. I hate this actually. I like the other one. I find it just feels really weird in my hand when I hold it, and it just feels uncomfortable. I did a whole video of using gloss spray paint to get rid of the grip, which I did, and now this thing is fantastic. And this looks so good with that Catalyst stuff. So unfortunately it's not True, but True doesn't offer custom colors for retail. So I did the next best thing and got a custom colored blued out Supreme stick with the Catalyst line. And then Hockeystickman sent me this right here, which is their new blue light. See hockey reviews on there, and hit the roof a bit. So they sent me this. I'll be testing this and taking a look at this. And it does have that grip, which I'll probably have to spray paint off, but I'll use it for a bit anyways. And I do also have my right there, which is the paddle wedges I put on all the sticks I use just to protect the index finger. Don't want anything to happen with pucks ramping up, so I'll have to put that on here. But we'll be testing this stick out as well, so full review of this and content coming in the future. Oh, that's about it. That's a bit. This is a long video. I wear a lot of gear, and I use a lot of different gear throughout the year and the games, and I try things out all the time. So my what's in the bag changes, honestly, on a almost weekly basis. Usually it's like a monthly basis. I don't know what's coming for the next year. I have nothing lined up in terms of new gear coming. I'm kind of working towards that to see what I want to buy. I don't think I really need new Flylight stuff. I don't need to buy it because I've seen like their changes, and it's not necessarily like need a new change and a new purchase in that sense. But I do kind of am thinking I kind of want an E-Flex set. I kind of want a CCM set. Axis XF probably would have been the set for me, but I kind of just missed out on terms of about the Warrior stuff that year. I got the hazardous stuff. I didn't really need a third set of that year to do all the stuff on besides all the other reviews. Thankfully, I get some demo sets from some stores like Just Hockey where I can do content on and things like that. But for purchases, I can't really see me like aiming anywhere besides maybe CCM, but CCM really hates me. So I can't, it's hard for me to kind of get that stuff and to do that thing. I don't know what's going to happen. I will probably grab the new True set. Worst, like if nothing else happens, because it is like their stuff has been so good, and I kind of want to keep going down that line just because it's so good. But we'll see what goes. If you want me to like review a specific piece of gear and like a set, let me know in the comments. And I always say this, and this is really important, because it actually makes a difference. I've had multiple companies tell me, we did this with you because people told us on like social media and well, also forums that they want you to check out our stuff. So do that. If you want to see me review CCM stuff, let them know on social media. Tell them that. If you want me to see like review True stuff, let them know. Brian's, let them know. Vaughn, let them know, type thing. I know a lot of people ask me for Brian's all the time, and like I like testing out their stuff. I liked buying their stuff in the past. It's just recently their demo sets, unfortunately, if you looked at like when my Optic 3 review came out, it was so late that it was probably like, 6 months ago, and the Optic 4s are out now. So it's like, it's tough for me to be able to get those. I also had to like pay out of pocket to ship those and everything, which I'm okay with, but it does cost me money, and I don't really get that back from AdSense and stuff. I don't make that money back doing that review. So I love to do it, but the timing just isn't very good on that, unfortunately. Tell Brian you want to see more of it and you want to see me talk about it if that's the case, but I can't see me like getting the Optic 4s. I haven't had a chance to look at the Iconics and the Eclipse. So chances are me getting a chance for the Optics is not happening either, unfortunately. But again, let companies know. It tells them people want to see this stuff, and I'm not the positive guy, so companies hesitate that a lot. They don't always want to send stuff to me because what if I rip it apart, which I do. So what can I say? That's about it. So hopefully this video is very long. If you're still here, thank you. Again, let me know what you want to see me review in the future. I'll see what I can do for it and see how that ends up working. Thank you very much for watching this video. And take it easy. Thank you very much for watching this video. Remember to like this video, subscribe to YouTube, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Links are in the description. If you want to support the channel and you're buying hockey equipment anyways, check out the links in the description to Hockey Supremacy. If you're in Canada, Pure Hockey if you're in the US. Clicking those links, making a purchase gives me a kickback so I can keep buying more gear and doing more reviews. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel without buying anything hockey specifically, check out the links in the description to Patreon and buy me a coffee. Everything through any of those links always comes back into the channel so I can keep making more content and doing more reviews. Thank you very much for watching and take it easy.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.